Today we have this LG TV monitor TV thing. It's a LG Flatron M2762D. It's from 2010, and the issue with it is when I plug it in, when I turn it on, it doesn't turn on because my extension cord isn't plugged in. It turns on, as you can see. It shows the picture just fine, but after a while, here's the current time. Did it just do it? Yeah, the backlight went out. And how do I know it's the backlight? Is if I take a strong light such as this one and put it on the display, you can actually see the image. And when I press menu input, it does respond, but the backlight is out. So on this TV we have a backlight issue. Okay, so here's the main processing board, and here is our power supply. So first thing you're going to do before doing anything is make sure the power supply capacitors are discharged. This should be our capacitor. And I heard a spark, so it clearly wasn't. Now that the capacitor is discharged, how do I know that this is a capacitor? Because here's the input, here's the filter circuitry. You can see the traces are quite thick and nicely separated from each other, and they are going towards a four pins in a row. It's going to the inner two pins, and the outer two pins are the output of the bridge rectifier. And the first component after the bridge rectifier is the main bulk capacitor. In this case there is 1 and 2, and just by shorting one of them you shorted both of them. So now that we discharge the main capacitor, the power supply is safe to touch. It's not going to shock you. Now we can take the power supply out and inspect it for bad capacitors and whatever. Okay, so we are back on the bench, and here's our little power supply. It is kind of dirty, so let's clean it up a little bit with a brush. On this power supply I am not going to be checking the capacitors because first of all none of them look bulged or leaking, and the other reason is I saw this right here. This capacitor right here is in parallel with the output of the transformer. These two transformers are responsible for generating the high voltage for the cold cathode fluorescent tubes. These small ones are used to detect if one of the bulbs is using more power than the others. That would indicate that one of them is failing. So what I'm guessing is happening is this capacitor, which is very burnt, is shorting the output of this transformer, turning the entire circuit off. So first thing I'm going to do is I don't think it will show a short circuit on the multimeter, but there we go. The capacitor is probably not shorted. Oh yeah, I'm stupid. I'm measuring a capacitor which is connected across the winding of the transformer. So we cannot measure it. We need to take it out of the circuit so we can measure it. So let's do that. Baked to perfection. Okay, so obviously I can't read the value of this transformer, but there are two transformers and there is this identical capacitor on the output of the other transformer. So let's try to see what value that is. SL6kV so it's a 6 kilovolt capacitor. Should we take it out? Okay, so should I take it out or should I go the lazy route? I think I'm going to go the lazy route. So the lazy route is, here's another power supply. This came out of a small TV. It also has a small capacitor on the output of the transformer. So I am guessing whatever this capacitor was, this one should be the same because it's doing the same purpose. So let's take it out. Okay, so here is our replacement. It is a 3 kilovolt capacitor. Huh. Let me just see what the original capacitor was measuring. I know it's exploded, but I want to see what it is. No unknown or damaged parts, so it is open circuit. Huh. Okay, yeah, I'm not going to do the lazy route. I'm going to take this capacitor out and see what value it actually is on my tester. Because the replacement I found is a 3 kilovolt capacitor and this is a 6 kilovolt capacitor and it has shorted, so I would like to know what that capacitor is. Okay, so the original capacitor was SL6kV. It doesn't say the value, so let's put it into our component tester. No unknown or damaged part. Well, is this one open or is my tester unable to test them? Let's try the other one. No unknown or damaged part. Well, you know what? It costs us nothing to test, so I'm going to slap the capacitor I found in the other power supply in, and we're going to see what happens. Okay, so the capacitor has been replaced. Let's slap it into the TV and see what happens. I have a remote for a newer LG TV. I think it should work on this older ones. Settings. Oh, it does work. That's nice. So the brightness. Okay, I can turn the brightness all the way up. And I can turn the brightness all the way down. It works. So I'm just going to dig around in the settings for a bit and see if it dies or not. I don't have a source currently. Okay, so the TV has been running for quite a while now and it appears to be functional. However, it smells like something is still burning inside, so let's quickly disconnect it and see what's hot. Well, here is something interesting. So right here is the capacitor that we have replaced, and this is the original one that wasn't burnt. Now, for whatever reason, the one that we replaced isn't burning. The other one that wasn't burnt is now burning. So I can't say that I ever seen this kind of fault before, but alright, I guess let's go to the bench and replace this capacitor and see if the TV starts working without, if the TV stops setting itself on fire. Okay, so the TV is back together. I have replaced both of the burning capacitors, and we have a picture once again. Um, I'm going to leave it to play this video till the end, and if nothing starts smelling like burnt electronics again, I'm going to call it fixed. Okay, the TV has been working for quite a while now, and there is no any scent of burnt electronics or anything. The TV just works. So I'm going to call this fixed, and I'm going to put it back together and leave it on for a bit more. Okay, so here's the TV all put back together, and it works. Yeah, two replaced capacitors that decided to catch on fire. I'm not entirely sure what the purpose of the two capacitors are. As I said before, I have never seen a failure of these capacitors before, so I mean, if you happen to know what caused the failure of these two capacitors, I would love to find out. And if it doesn't crap out in the next hour or two, I'm going to call the client and say, hey, your TV is working. And yeah, give her a warranty, because as I said, I don't know what caused the failure, so I don't know if it's going to happen again. But yeah, that's it. Thank you very much for watching, and see you in the next video.